I was watching some clips recently of the president talking about various things related to the war in Iran, talking about when the war might be over, talking about the casualties, talking about the economy. And I'm going to show you these clips real quick. We're going to roll these clips.
And I had to take an excursion. We had the greatest economy in history. We still do. Oh, this will bounce right back. When it's over, and I don't think it's going to be long, when it's over, this is going to bounce right back so fast.
When are you going to know when it's over?
When I feel it.
Okay.
I feel it in my bones.
Will you ask anybody in particular? Would that be some of these a joint decision?
Well, I deal with people. I have great people. You know? I have General Raisin Kane. I have Pete. Pete's turned out to be a star. Marco's great. JD. I've got all good people. We've got a great group.
Iran is just a military operation to me. Iran is something that was essentially largely over in 2 or 3 days because the Navy was wiped out almost immediately. The Air Force came next. The anti-aircraft came next. I mean, we're flying over Iran. We could take out their electric capacity in 1 hour. We have there's nothing they can do right now because everything is knocked out. They have no radar, no anti-aircraft. They have nothing.
If you put boots on the ground in Iran, it will be another Vietnam. Are you afraid of that?
No, I'm really not afraid of anything.
You watch these, and what becomes immediately apparent is that this guy has no idea what he's doing. He has no idea whatsoever what he's doing. There's been no serious planning here. There's been no serious consideration of the consequences. And this is borne out in all of the reporting around the war, around the president's decision-making process. All of the reporting makes this clear. They were not thinking in any serious way about the likely consequences of this attack. Trump, in fact, envisioned that this would be something very easy and straightforward, that you would launch a decapitation strike, the Iranians would give up, there'd be a big uprising, and everyone would go home within like a week or something. There's an interesting story in the New York Times, actually, about how this particular vision was sold to Trump by Netanyahu, that the two of them both came to believe that this is how this would work out. Now, Netanyahu, of course, has been trying to get U.S. support for a strike in Iran for some time, and he just happens to have another dumb bitch in the form. Yeah. I'm thinking of that meme where it's like, it's always two dumb bitches saying exactly. Apologies for the language, but anyway. Netanyahu had this dummy who finally agreed that, yes, we can do this attack and it's going to be successful. And here we are. And the striking thing to me, when it comes to Trump's psychology, and this is, I think, is apparent if you watch all these clips. Quick parenthetical, you may hear my children in the background. They are shrieking. I don't know what's going on up there, but no one seems to be in pain, so we're going to leave them alone. When we go to the president's psychology, he seems to be spinning out. I've been reading on his Truth Social page these long rants about various enemies. In particular, he's raging about the news networks who aren't giving him positive coverage. He seems to be very upset that starting this war hasn't given him sky-high George W. Bush in 2002 style approval ratings. He's just spinning out, crashing out, you might say. He's crashing out because here we have a situation for which he cannot actually bullshit his way out of it. He cannot bullshit his way out of it. He cannot cut a deal to get out of it. He cannot backtrack. He has made a choice that he cannot take back. I wrote about this over the weekend. He's made a choice that he cannot take back, that he has to see through. And that may very well lead to political disaster for him and his party, to say nothing of the human cost, right? Of the thousands of Iranian lives lost, of the strong chance of real devastation to the American economy and the human consequences that brings. I don't think he cares about that stuff. He doesn't seem to believe other people exist. But he cares about the effect on him, and he just has no way of getting out of it. It's very similar to how COVID went down. COVID, too, was something that he could not get out of. He could not bargain with. He simply had to confront head on, and he refused to. And the results were catastrophic for Americans. I know we like to forget this, but in the height of the pandemic, thousands of people were dying every week. And I put a good deal of the blame on the president's refusal to deal with the reality in front of him. So here again, the president refusing to deal with the reality in front of him. And we're all going to pay the price. A thing I keep thinking of, or a frame that keeps going in my head, is that we can't do much more of this. We're only a little more than a year into the second term, and things are already unravel. I don't think it can last for 3 years. I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think it can last for 3 years. Or if it does last for 3 years, this country and this world are probably going to be unrecognizable. I know that's bleak, but such is the world that we live in.